Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTube, and my fellow Gunboys. We have a special preview scoop for you guys on this video. I got early access to check out the new suit that's coming to Gundam Battle Operation 2, so special thank yous and shoutouts to the amazing people at the Bandai Namco office, because the Sinanju Stein is coming to GBO2 with a fury. Since the mole suit hasn't launched yet, just as a disclaimer, the opinions and perspective on the Sinanju Stein is based on an early build of the suit and may differ from the time that it's released. So, without further ado, let's get into the details. The MSN-06S-2 Sinanju Stein is a 4-star, 700 cost raid mobile suit that is developed by Anaheim Electronics. While the assets provided do show our Gundam NT-based mobile suit as a 1-star unit, Bandai Namco has elaborated that this will be changed by the time of release for Banner Night. Leading into its primary ranged weapon, the Sinanju Stein comes into the field with a high beam rifle that resembles in appearance between New Gundam's HWS's main weapon and the main beam rifle that the Sinanju uses. With a damage base of 1500, 8 shots, and a range of 450 meters, the high beam rifle based on video assets has a sort of Zero Shiki Zaku 3 property in usage, but that's where the similarities end. Damage-wise, this might have more potential as you get more rounds in the mag, and has the same charging option as the Zaku 3 rifle, where you can charge a shot for suppression purposes and extra damage. The charge time is at 4 seconds, which isn't too bad, but it isn't too quick either, which gives time for the pilot to figure out how he or she wants to open up the engagement. However, it is unclear as to if the charged shots expend more ammo, similar to how the Hazel beam rifle is used, taking 3 shots out of 4, for example, or if it maintains the same capacity minus the single charge shot that is expended. Another thing that is unclear is the amount of uncharged shots it would take to take mobile suit out of maneuver armor, especially if it's in play, both of which will be on the back of my mind. However, I do feel that with the concept that we have, players will have a flexible tool to dictate how they want to open up their engagement. The primary melee weapon that the Sinanju Stein will be working with is a specifically unique beam saber coming in at the base power of 3100. It has a cooldown time of 2 seconds and takes about 3 seconds to charge its heavy attack. As suggested right off the bat, the Sinanju Stein possesses melee combo controller at level 2. While its neutral swing slashes outward from left to right, the main downswing for the Sinanju Stein seems like the same animation swing found with certain newer Federation-based mobile suits, including the Hazel Custom. Seeing this, I feel very confident that not only is the melee going to be easy to pick up, but it'll be quick to follow up on enemies for extra damage as well. The Sinanju Stein's heavy attack is a powerful thrust animation that certainly lends some similarities to the more recent Yoguk high mobility type GK banner and that of the Zaku 3 Custom. This is in part due to the attack having a 2-hit combo, as seen on the provided asset. Jumping into the sub-weapon category, we have the Sinanju Stein's 60mm Vulcan gun. Coming in at a base damage of 185 and 30 in the mag, the Vulcans certainly look decent enough, especially since they reach out to a significant 180 meters. The rate of fire for Vulcans feel pretty adequate, since they're mainly used as a means to pursue, to add to the DPS factor while waiting on other weapons to ready up, and while getting away to reposition. The reload factor on the Sinanju Stein's Vulcans are fairly short, lending to the suggestion that the players will want to use them at any given opportunity during those situations that call for it. As far as stun buildup goes, it's probably safe to assume that close to or more than half of the capacity for the Vulcans will need to hit the target to stop an enemy in its tracks. The last entry in the Sinanju Stein's list of sub-weapons is its signature Bazooka, coming in at a whopping base damage of 2900, 4 shots, and 400 meters effectiveness. This adds to the mobile suit's means of self-sufficiency via insta-stun and ability to set itself up for stacking damage on an enemy. While it does bring hefty damage, the cooldown time of 6.5 seconds, 15-second reloads also suggest that players will essentially have to make every shot count. Jumping into the shopping list of the Sinanju Stein skills, there are pretty standard entries that one could and should expect with a mobile suit of this caliber. We have skills such as Assault Booster level 3, Maneuver Armor at level 4, Force Injector at level 3, Flight Control Program at level 3, and Anti-Blast Stabilizer at level 1. But there are skills that stand out the most. One of them being in the list are the flexible thruster skills, which is present in the general version of the Sinanju, active Purge, which we'll go over a bit since it's an effect and a last-ditch weapon at the same time, and the Psycho Frame Resonance Z, Z probably referring to Zoltan. The flexible thruster skill is a neat addition since it raises the high speed movement cap by 10 and reduces thruster consumption by half after force injector is engaged. What that does for players is that it gives an extended range for a mobile suit in terms of distance before the thrusters overheat. This can be crucial for the Sinanju Stein to be able to not only accommodate hit and run tactics, but be able to pursue and swiftly engage targets with boosts to spare, as the suit comes with a thruster cap of 85 and high speed movement at 230. With the active Purge skill, this one is activated by the touchpad on the DualSense controller and allows the player to evade an attack by backflipping and releasing its external fuel tanks at an enemy at the same time. While it's unclear whether if the damage is based on the Sinanju Stein's range or melee strength values, what is clear though is that by losing the propellant tanks, the Sinanju Stein's mobility is boosted, but at the expense of higher boost consumption during high-speed movement. Psycho Frame Resonance Z is a somewhat unique and straightforward skill. Similar to its execution like Biosensor for Zeta and the Nitro system for Gundam Delta Kai, this activates at 50% HP. In effect, the Sinanju Stein gets a boost in melee damage, reduces its heavy attack focus by 50%, and reduces melee damage taken by 50%. Based on this alone, this makes the Sinanju Stein very strong and very dangerous up close. In addition, when the skill activates, it nullifies all reaction except for stagger due to cumulative damage, but only at the point of the skill activation. One last skill gets an honorable mention as the Sinanju Stein possesses the high performance counter program skill at level 2. This activates when executing a counter with less than 50% HP and has a special counter animation boom. If anything could be taken from this information, aside from the cool factor and some other 4-star bulb suits that have a special activation counter as well, it could be safely assumed that the counter from this Sinanju Stein in this mode could be fairly strong from this department as well. Even though the stats and weapons loadouts are not finalized and could change on Banner Night, the MSN-06S-2 Sinanju Stein seems like a suit with a lot of potential, but could still struggle against the likes of the Unicorn and Banshee ecosystem at 700. But what's more important is what you guys think. Share your comments and opinions below, and whether you'll be pulling for this suit or not. I know for a personal fact that I just want to give this potentially amazing suit its due process and take it out on the field, and see for myself whether it's good or not. This video wouldn't be possible if it weren't for the cool guys and gals at Bandai Namco, so again, special thank yous and shoutouts again. With that said, I'll see you guys on the next one.